We wouldn't want to neglect the great state of Texas in our look at railroading. After all, there was a whole class of locomotives named after the state. You'll still find steam in operation in Palestine, about halfway between Houston and Dallas.
This blustery East Texas landscape is the perfect setting for a ride on a steam locomotive tucked warm and dry inside a world of nostalgia and history. Hop aboard and experience a bit of Texas history. Ride 25 miles between Rusk and Palestine. While aboard, think about the fact that this historic ride is built on a line built by prisoners way back in the 1800s.
It was started in 1894 by the Texas prison system. They had an iron smelter in the prison in Rusk, and they built 5 miles out from the prison to get iron ore and wood to make the charcoal for their process. And then a few years later, it was extended another 5 miles to Maydale. Later on, it was extended to Palestine, but that was about 1909.
Prisoners are a part of recent history, too. In 1996 and 97, prison crews were put to work clearing brush from the tracks and restoring passenger coaches. But this railroad isn't for iron anymore. It's just for the fun of it.
Well, it winds through the East Texas piney woods. It's hilly and beautiful. We cross so many creeks. We've got almost a mile of trestles. We've got 24 bridges, and the longest one's a little over 1,100 feet. And it's a beautiful ride.
The operation is run by the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. They have steam locomotives that pull some impressive coaches.
Well, we have 4 operating locomotives. Number 201 is the oldest, built in 1901 for the Texas and Pacific. Got the 300, was an Army engine, built in 1917 for the Army, and it was later, after World War II, it was sold to the Tremont and Gulf Railroad, who also had this engine 400 built in 1917, and they ran on the same railroad before they came here. Then number 500 was built in 1911. It was a passenger engine for the Santa Fe. It's our largest locomotive that we run. And we have this engine behind me, the 610, which was built in 1927 for the Texas and Pacific. And of course, it's the largest and heaviest, but we don't operate it. But it's in pretty good shape.
Located just 150 miles from Houston and 120 miles from Dallas, it's a great getaway for rail fans in the area. These are the kind of classic trains that make you nostalgic for the golden age of train travel. In fact, if you just sit back, relax, and use your imagination, it's all here. It's the sort of thing that captures your attention and your sense of wonder. Talk to people like Natasha Bettis, a mechanical engineer by trade. She volunteers to keep it all rolling. You quickly find out that it's not just the passengers who are captivated.
There's something magical about steam. You take some fuel and some water, and under the right conditions you get massive amounts of power. And it's amazing to me that 100 years ago they designed something like this with a piece of paper, a slide rule, and a pencil, and this right up here. Doing the work that I do as an engineer, I see that, all the stuff that we do as technical people, we do with computers. And to me, 100 years ago, this was rocket science. And it's amazing that a century later, they're still running and running well. I don't know that things that we would build today would still be operational 100 years from now.
It should be a comfort to know that no matter where you are, steam from a locomotive still fills the East Texas skies, and the lonesome whistle always calls you back to the past.